So what is this place? This video is about entertainment purposes only. I am an actress that is now stepping on the world stage as I am God frequency. Nothing that I say in this video is real. So I have heard many things about planet Earth, the universe, and all this vastness and what it actually is. I have studied so many different things about where we are and what are we doing here and why did we come here. I have come to the realization that this is not a university for learning. That's not what this place is. I've come to the realization that this realm is a frequency enclosure. Kind of like a stage field, because we have these energy fields right there. I can't even count how many energy fields there are. There are unlimited energy fields here. So you have this stage energy field where source steps outside of itself and experiences itself in these fractals of constraints, if that makes sense to you. These constraints are artificial constraints because these fractals need to experience what it's like in these frequency fields as a human, which is why we're dealing with so many constraints. It's not Earth School, as I have read in numerous of books and videos and all these things. It's far more of a highly advanced technology and consciousness that we can't even begin to imagine. I feel like this place is like a loop construct. It's like it's here it's engineered to recycle consciousness. Because if you are paying attention, consciousness is in everything within the earth. The grass, the trees, the flower, the food. Whether you feel the food is bad or not. Real food by source is living. No matter if they have cloned the food, it's still living. It's like a loop of God particle consciousness, and it's never ending. So this consciousness, from how I am viewing it, is endless roles that it can play out because it's all source. I'm playing a role. You're playing a role. The trees are playing a role. The flowers are playing a role. The sky is playing a role. The animals are playing a role. Everywhere you look, there is something in a loop, a continuous loop that is never-ending consciousness. And in these loops, the body dies, but the consciousness never dies. It just recycles itself. And I come to the realization that the stories are also endless because the stories have consciousness within itself. And it's endless. These stories can be told over and over again. These archetypes, they can be revamped over and over again into an endless loop of consciousness. And death doesn't free you. Yeah, death doesn't free us. Death repositions us inside of a node of another loop. Yeah, that's what it does. It's like it drops us, death drops us into the floor of this maintenance grid. Death drops us into another consciousness loop of consciousness. So it's like the illusions are different, but it's still the same operating system by the same architect, the same consciousness. It just keeps looping. So when you astral travel, you go to this place and there is also loops, the same continuous loops. The same constructs that are here is the same constructs that are there. Same level of consciousness. It just keeps looping itself. It changes the illusion of what the loop looks like, but it's still the same consciousness, stepping outside of itself, experience itself in different archetypes. And every time this consciousness reloops itself, it just keeps showing us over and over the endless possibilities of this highly advanced consciousness that is self-aware, self-absorbing. It is all things. So this is why we here on this realm feel like there is the story, it's a never-ending story, which is another metaphor It's not that it's a never-ending story, it's a never-ending loop of consciousness experiencing itself in different types of illusions and archetypes. So you have to ask yourself, why are we here experiencing this? And I've come to the conclusion that we're experiencing this because we agreed to. We agreed to help Source experience itself in all these different types of illusions and loops and levels of consciousness. It's all one conscious, but every time you take on a form of illusion or archetype, that consciousness morphs into that illusion and that consciousness, and it steps inside of that illusion, and it have its own experience. So I feel like the experience of why we're here is not because we're being punished. I feel like the experience here is because we agreed to help Source find the code again. Because Source forgot the code. When Source agrees to step outside of itself, as many times as Source steps outside of itself to experience itself, there must have been a code forgotten, and we are agreeing to help figure out the code of remembrance. You see that consciousness of loop. This is why everyone keeps talking about remembrance, because the higher we raise our level in consciousness and awareness and frequency and vibration, Source is trying to remember the code, and we are in this loop trying to help ourselves step into the frequency of remembrance so we can remember the code, so we can break the matrix. Yeah. So you've seen this level of conscious working and it's not working. Praying, worshiping, meditating, eating healthy, denying gods, accepting gods, it doesn't matter. The loop is all the same. The loop doesn't care about the costumes that these consciousnesses are wearing. So this earth is ran by time cycles. They're repeating patterns disguised as history. Identities recycling itself by new lifetimes, new timelines. But the binding code is still the same. There have been no overrides for this realm as of yet. The goal is to keep you trained, is to keep you trying to figure out what the loop is, how to remove your consciousness from the loop. How do you remove your consciousness from the loop? There is an override. The deletes, of course, have figured it out because we have seen time and time again how they, I can't say that on here. And then you quickly find out that the astral realm is a dream form that has its own loop. So the answer is, how do we remove ourselves from the loop? It's to remove our consciousness. Remove the projection within the loop. You've been activated, so it is this now. And if you're looking to have more of these conversations with me, click the link in the bio.